Couple final questions about you. Dan, what's your biggest challenge right now? I mean, from the outside, people are looking at your funds and then liquidity and the 2.8 billion and you're raising money now. I'm sure a lot of it's coming in, but I'm sure you also have a lot of challenges. So what is the biggest challenge or the biggest couple challenges for you this year?
Yeah, actually, it has been just to try and keep growing, to be able to handle the amount of interest in the space and the amount of deals. We're seeing a record amount of inbound deals. We keep a stat for our investment committee that we have each week of how many deals are live, that we haven't yet funded it, but we haven't yet rejected it. So, they're still alive. And that averaged about 8 for most of the years. We're at 25 right now. So we have 25 deals we're trying to process. So our biggest challenge is to, hire enough people to be able to really do some thoughtful work and, be able to handle this opportunity. Because I do think it's a once in a lifetime trade. So, you can't wait for the next set of these waves to come in. You got to, get your surfboard out and grab these. So our biggest challenge is trying to staff up, and be able to process, what is happening here. Other than that, I do think we have, 5 or 10 more years of the market's been super interesting, super dynamic. So we're really excited.
You told people to go into blockchain. Again, back to my daughter, she's about to go to university. Can you go to university for blockchain, or do you have to learn that somewhere else? And the reason I ask is because I'm sure recruiting for you is not the easiest thing, and definitely not easy for your portfolio companies. So how does that work? What's the best way to get education, and how are your portfolio companies hiring the best people?
Yeah, so that's the beauty of a permissionless system. Anybody can participate. You just need a smartphone to be able to be in the blockchain ecosystem. So the main thing is just get involved. Go join your college Bitcoin club or blockchain club. You start reading. There's a ton of great stuff to read these days. Get on firms like ours, investor letter lists. There's a bunch of websites that aggregate news, and just start learning about the industry. There's actually meetups that are really fun to go to, meet other people in your community that are excited about blockchain, and then try and get an internship or get a job at a company in the space. Start learning what's happening, just to get in the flow of what's going on.
You went to Princeton. I'm sure you had an incredible experience. I mean, I think you rode heavyweight crew, and I lasted about 4 days on the MIT crew team, by the way, until I realized how hard it was, and I couldn't walk for like 4 days after the first practice. But I really relished my experience there. It was so important for me. I was in a fraternity. I learned. I had to manage my own schedule, and when I again look at my daughter, maybe it's nostalgia, Dan, but I'm thinking this is an important experience for her. But I also can't point to the best blockchain school in America because there probably isn't one. So how do you feel about that, that conundrum?
Oh, there's a great Mark Twain line that I never let my schooling get in the way of my education. And that's what I would suggest to kids like your daughter. Go to college, have a great time, learn all those things you need to learn, relationships, all this important stuff, and then go get a job in Bitcoin or something else. But those 4 years are super important for lots of other reasons. And you can learn all the rest of this on the job. I didn't study Bitcoin in college, so, if you can learn something that's relevant, like some CS or some economics, that's helpful when you're in college. But so much of what college is about is not in the textbooks. And, so that, definitely kids stay in school, have fun while you're there. And then, when you graduate, get into business.